My name is Gerald Taylor. I am the owner of ManKup Enterprises and the inventor of ManKup. Someone said they were a serial entrepreneur. Well, that's me too. I done threw a lot of stuff at the wall over the years, and this is the one that finally stuck to the wall. By a show of hands, well, before I say that, I keep hearing a spiritual connotation when people get up here. They talk about the vision that God gave them. Well, this right here was a vision also. When I was at my house last year watching SportsCenter, I got a vision. And in the vision, I saw this. This is what the Lord showed me. So I went to Walmart, got the clay, and came back, and I created this cup. I just followed the vision. So I wrapped the clay around the cup, grabbed it with my hand. After that, I took my fingers and poked it, and at that point, it's like, stop right there. So I stopped, and this is what it was. But this was just the beginning. I didn't know at the time that when ManKup was conceived, that it was pregnant. You guys are laughing, but let me tell you what I mean by that. When this cup was conceived, it was pregnant, okay? I didn't know what was in this cup. But on the bottom of the cup, whoever has the cup, you know there's a scripture on the bottom. It says, my cup runneth over. What was in this cup was what you see behind me. The NFL, the military, college sports, Budweiser, the American Flag Cup, the superhero series, Jurassic Park, Harley Davidson, all that was in the cup. I didn't know it at the time, though. All I saw was this. So I took this. Someone said, you need to go a little bit further because I took it out for our proof of concept campaign. And someone said, you need to get this thing professionally made. So I did that. There's a box on the floor somewhere. Yeah, that box. I had them create this. This is our first prototype. This is what came back. From this came this. 8 cups later, we had this because this wasn't quite ready yet.
So this is third generation?
This is the final version. This is cup number 8. This is what we're going to go to print with right here. During our proof of concept campaign, we went around the neighborhood to all the sports bars, all the professional sporting events, the Rams, Lakers, Dodgers, Chargers, and we showed this cup. The response was overwhelming. Now, by a show of hands, how many men in the room have a man cave? How many men have a man cave? Okay. Just so you know, there are 375 million people in America. 15% of those people have a man cave. That's 57 million Americans that have a man cave. We're talking about men now, okay? This cup retails for $59.95. That's $3.3 billion if you sell one cup to each of those 57 million households. Think about that. The ManKup concept, the ManKup was designed to go into an existing demographic, which is the man cave. ManKup, man cave, and our mascot is a caveman. Come on. Come on. That is a marketing campaign that's made in heaven. Think about that. We have man cave, caveman, ManKup. We're going to pass this cup around. The magic in ManKup is this unique design. Never has been a cup with the texture that we have, its own logo, its own name, and a revolutionary, innovative handprint that also doubles as the handle of the cup. This cup holds 48 ounces of your favorite beverage, okay? It's big, it's bold, it's masculine, it's rough and rugged. It says ManKup for a reason. It is designed for men. It was made by us and for us. It's like the old FUBU addicts, right? Cup was made by us and for us. Now, I know some of the women in the room are looking at us like, hey, what is he talking about? Because that sounds really chauvinistic. But guess what? I told you that ManKup was pregnant, right? It was pregnant. Also inside of ManKup was She Cup for women, Lil Man Cup for boys, and Lil She Cup for girls. Don't miss that. We are here today to talk about the power of the ManKup brand. This is not just a cup, this is a brand. We hope to one day take this cup around the world, because this is not just an American product. This is a product that appeals to every man in the world. If you are a man with a man cave, if you have an affinity for sports, military, the American flag, superhero series, Harley-Davidson, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Disney, Star Wars. You can put basically anything on a ManKup. Right now we have a campaign in place where we're targeting the Jurassic Park, where's my book? I'll have it up there. The Jurassic Park franchise, where we have the Jurassic Park logo on our cup. Now, the reason that works so well is because ManKup has a prehistoric theme to it. It's designed to look like a prehistoric cup. It's actually a rock, it's a cup chiseled out of stone. That's why it has a chiseled exterior texture. It's called chiseled stone. That's why it looks that way. And as a caveman, as a mascot. So this is what we call our natural stone series. We're going to roll this out first. So whenever you buy the maiden ManKup, it will be what we call prehistoric stone gray, right? Now, let me jump ahead just a little bit real quick. The NFL Players Congress, we're here to address a pressing need that they have for the retired players. Someone mentioned not long ago when they were up here that they didn't have the benefit of being grandfathered into that new retirement funding that the new players have right now. What ManKup can do by just offering the NFL to the retired NFL Players Congress is this. Our NFL campaign, our teams are here, and I think we got some Raiders over here. Okay, so we got the Raiders. We have every single NFL team, all the NBA teams, Major League Baseball, hockey, NBA, soccer, college, but just talking about the NBA, our campaign is this. We're going to offer every NFL team an allocation of, let's just say 50,000 cups a year or 100,000 cups a year. There are 166 million NFL fans in the country. 55% of those are male. 45% are women. So of that 55%, that boils down to 5 million NFL fans per team. You divide that 166 by 32, divide that by 45, you multiply that times 55%, you get the male population, the male fan base. 45% gives you the female fan base. This year they get this cup. Next year they get that cup. It's a collectible. So we allocate each team a limited numbers. It's a limited edition cup. It's a collectible. So every year we can change the color as long as we keep the logo. By just selling 55,000 cups to each team per year, that's $127 million per year for the NFL alone. Now, for all you spiritual people, in the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18, the Bible says that God didn't mean for man to be alone, so he created a woman for him to be his helpmeet, right? Remember, she's 45% of the NFL fan base. So if he does 127 million by himself, you add another 100 million to that because she doubles his output. Did y'all miss that?
No.
That's just now, hold on now. That's just the NFL. I haven't talked to you about the NBA yet. We haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about the Army yet, who has millions of current, active, reserve, and retired players. Okay?
Air Force Cup.
We have an Air Force Cup. We have the campaign for the American flag. There's 6 occasions where you can use that flag. You can sell this flag on the 4th of July.
Memorial Day coming
Memorial Day is coming up. So you got the 4th of July, Labor Day, Veterans Day, President's Day, and you have the 9/11 Memorial. How many patriots do we have in the country that will buy that cup? We also have a Mexican cup that we released on Cinco de Mayo. Think about that. We have 500 NCAA teams. Now these cups, ManKup retails for $59.95. Let me go back to the beginning. There are 15% of our population in the country are man cave owners. That's 57 million households. That's $3.3 billion worth of cups sold at our retail price. Say we sell it for half price. Say we sell it at a wholesale price. What is that? That's 1.8, something like that. What we want to do, the whole campaign behind ManKup is to create jobs for the inner city.